Got ourselves together, chill pills over for the team. One, I noticed that on your armory before. I didn't realize this man would actually go big old Xander. Look at that Chad mode, boss man, go! Look at this guy. See, work over as a Night Elf Arcane Mage. Looks first up is gonna be Ori coming back in with his Sensei in the back, as well as Scarlet joined in as an Arcane Mage. Ori's gonna be versing up versus Dreadful, going in for the big damage off the bat. Chain of Ice onto Ori. Are you actually using the wait, are you unironically gonna be using the, is that just a mock, or are you like actually using the gavel? Because I've seen some players apparently using gavel. Is basically, if you're playing a BFA, is the new Gatiku. Ori getting rampage right now. Big grippy by Dreadful, going for a trinket. Ori taking a bit of damage. War Stomp, quick cycle to Dreadful. No way out of this one. And Ori looking to get himself a bit of a reset. Got the dots rolling in on all these goals, all these pets. Looks like the main goal getting blasted out by Ori. Dreadful is definitely gonna have to resummon it as soon as possible. Dusty realizes the pet is dead. Definitely gonna have to get it up as soon as he can. Trinket out of Ori as the Strangulate suffocates him out in the open, but he's looking to power shift out of there, get out of there. Looks like Dreadful may have actually used the weapon. You gain some sort of a bonus. I'm not really sure what that echoing bonus is. That echo, is that Gatiku? Is that part of the, is that the weapon actually? It looks like Dreadful's actually going to be locked down in the sounds for just a moment, as Ori did not want to let this Death Knight play the game whatsoever. Locked him out, and it's actually surprising just how many abilities the silence just stops. Dropping down the beam. Death Knights have a lot of their abilities as spells, technically. So if you silence a Death Knight, they actually can interrupt, and there's quite a lot of abilities they can't use. Son Goku gonna be up next, trying to see if he can just go straight up absolute Goku onto Ori with an incap, locking him down for just a moment. Son Goku got himself to win. Looks like they're setting up for a bit of damage. Ori trying to see if he can create some distance before he gets locked down. Barskin, BDB goes left hand side. I'm not sure if that was just like a random BDB or if it was a prog BDB. I'm gonna guess it was a prog. There's no way Son Goku just kind of yeeted this BDB to the left hand side. Like, I'm sure Ori just gonna spaz it out behind the village. I think just trying to like micromanage his movement. Just trying to give the dots on the pet, on the slime, on Zuen, as well as Son Goku, who is down on cooldowns for a little bit, at least offensively. Big Starcher just coming through, is separated away from Ori and able to really catch him with those Fists of Fury. Looking for a bit of a reroll. Gonna be playing defensively. It looks like this opportunity for Ori to push in. Trying to stay aggressive. Trying to stay on top of Son Goku. Burning off the Starfall in order to give movement while casting. It's gonna go for the parallel leap just to stay on top of Son Goku. Quick power shifting for Ori. Bashing Son Goku while they're next to Solar. I don't think there are technical silence right now. It's gonna go for a bit of a diffuse magic, reversing some of those dots back to Ori, reducing a lot of the magic damage taken by quite a bit. Ori just trying to see if he can enter another clips. Massive Star Surge by Ori, taking him out. Oh my goodness, this man. He just going in all full burst, no brace on him. Vampire gonna be up next. Are we gonna be seeing like a Ventier potentially? What are Demon Hunters nowadays? I know that Ventier technically works in PvP, but I think most of them are Night Fae and Necrolord, aren't they? But it looks like Vampire just taking dot damage unless he can reconnect with Ori. He may be taking a bit more damage than he expected. Is going to be establishing a quick Fleshcraft. Ori trying to see if he can get away from Vampire. There goes the stun. Trying to make some damage happen. Blade Dance to follow. It just stunned back to back into Ori. I-Beam right after him. I wonder what kind of a talent build Vampire is going for. Metamorphosis pretty early on. Trying to see if he can stay on top of Ori as best as possible. Ori with the Thorns to apply a bit of a slow effect for Vampire. Trying to see if he may be able to just create a bit of a distance between the two. Quick bash from what seemed like another zip code. I like how Boomies have that extra range of abilities, so the bash is like, it's kind of in the melee, but it's like a quote-unquote melee. Gonna be Vampire spawning in and extra Shivara. Could, I guess you technically fight it, you can technically fight it for Leech. I mean, you could just throw your weapon at it and it like dies immediately, but you could get a couple of Chaos Strikes just to get more healing out of it and then throw a weapon at it if you wanted to. 4 minutes into the duel, interrupt onto Ori, does end up locking himself out on the I-Beam. Vampire is empowered with a Demonic Soul, and is trying to see if he can maximize the damage of Demonic Soul in order to potentially bring over Ori to the edge. That's going to be Thorns up. This is where Vampire desperately needs to look out for the Dispel. Does land the Purge, and he's able to actually even take away his soul out of Ori. Should be able to spawn in the soul just to give himself a bit of a heal. Vampire trying to see if he can maybe get himself with just a little bit more damage. Ori with a Barskin looking for the full health recovery. Quick stun, and the Demon Hunter, I think at this point, desperately is looking for another demon to spawn out of him. out of the theater of pain. That's why he should be very, very careful. Ori got himself an Eclipse. That's a lot of dot damage. That's a lot of Starfall. And Ori got himself the distance. This Vampire needs a demon to spawn in right now. Star Surge bring him so low, and the dots are just going to send him over the edge. As Ori is playing that Necrolord playstyle, so those dots are actually even more deadly. Valorant trying to see if he can maybe go for the biggest go versus Ori. That's going to be a silencer follow immediately, even though Valorant, I think, went in with that, Aegis Trinket, the one that gives you basically immunity to crowd control. Bash by Ori, trying to see if he can just dumpster down Valorant right then and there, just trying to dump all those Star Surges into the guy as best as he can. Valorant, though, is trying to see if he may be able to go for a bit of a reset, a little bit of a reheal. He doesn't want to go down without a fight. He wants to make sure he gives Ori a run for his money. He wants to be seen as a proper competitor here. Wants to give Ori plenty of a challenge. He doesn't want to get bursted down by a Boomkin just in 2 seconds. And it's going to be really down to for Valorant to look for a bit of recovery. Got himself the Night Phase, so next time he has himself Convoke, it could be pretty deadly. So Ori right now actually just is limited on time. He got to see if he could maybe potentially get Valorant low, or maybe take him down before the Convoke returns. That, or have defensives ready for the Convoke immediately. Bear form, maybe a Fleshcraft, Barskin potentially, maybe a Thorns, anything as you get in Convoke. Because if you get Convoked out of form with full burst for Valorant, if they get lucky with them bites, if they get a fully empowered Convoke, the luckiest possible combo, it could just be lights out, and there's nothing Ori could do about it. So all you can do is preempt it. Or you can heal the Druid right now, which is exactly what I was trying to do. Try to hibernate him, stopping him in place for a second. Does remove the dots out of Valorant for a second, but it does give Ori an opportunity to keep Valorant in place. And he's not playing into that wall at all. He's not letting Valorant run behind the pillar with that wall. At least Ori's playing this game on his own terms. Try to see if he can stay on top of Valorant as best as possible. In bear form, expecting Convoke. At this point, he's expecting Convoke. Valorant is still locked down with dots. Those weapons that keep hitting him. The dots of Moonfire and Sunfire are just burning right through him as we're getting into the higher dampening. 12% dampening, not the highest, but it is starting to. Valorant is definitely starting to feel the pressure. Quick roar by Ori to disorient him. Playing fully defensively, tucking his tail, looking for the running. Just looking to run away from Ori just for a second here. Needs himself a reset. War stun by Ori. Does he have enough globals? I think it's going to be over. This is where Valorant just needed to find opportunity to go for a Convoke. But so far, Ori was very, very careful. He's either super aggressive or tanks up as much as possible. Does not really give the Druid much of an opportunity to go for a big blaster Convoke. Starwalker is going to be up next. How much of what kind of playstyle do you got going on, Starwalker? I'm actually wondering, because it could be Kyrian, it could be a Necrolord, could be seeing a Nightfig Convoker. We got himself Celestial Element pretty early on. Bash at Ori. Going to be Ori rebashing back onto Starwalker. Trinkets have been burned by both Druids. And Starwalker taking quite a lot of damage with those dots. Going to be a knock up onto Ori. As actually goes in for a little bit of reposition mid-air. Going to be a silence for a second onto Starwalker. Trying to see if he can war stomp Ori. Maybe go for Cyclone. Doesn't quite get it. Convoke is up right now. This is what Ori's just going to hide away. And that Convoke is definitely going to hit a couple of targets. But it's not going to hit Ori. And Ori trying to see maybe if he can finish off Starwalker here. Starwalker is dropping in Starburst, however. So if you could run up into Starburst, pick him up and run him into Ori, those Starbursts actually do quite a bit of damage, especially if you get yourself an Eclipse. Ori is aware that's exactly going to be the strat for Starwalker. He wants to punish him with dots and try to see if he can stay away from Starburst as best as possible. Starwalker catching Ori in a quick roar, disorienting mount, sending him up in the air with a Cyclone and looking for a bit of a reset. Maybe potentially could get himself a re-stealth? No, it looks like the dots from Ori are not going to let him go anywhere. The Swarm is back on him. That Moonfire, Sunfire damage enhanced by that Swarm. And it's actually quite a bit of damage. So Ori is getting himself a Celestial Element for just a quick second. Looks like he's just going to blast him out completely. Not good opportunity. It just goes in for the full 1v5 sweep. Oh my goodness. Ori is strong, chat. You're right. Oh my god. A million healing. It honestly feels like he didn't even stand. He didn't really go behind the pillar to heal himself up. It feels like he's always just combat healing himself at all times. Maybe just aggressive uses of barrel.